that's not, I mean, the lottery is such an important thing today because that's their only hope, the lottery. Put some money in and hope out of millions of chances you're the winner. It's enough to draw people in, but not enough to reward people with their dreams. With $29, you can start one whopping good business. Let me share with you what you get for $29. What you'd have to go invest in. If you wanted to start a business like Melaleuca, if you wanted to go out and compete with the big guys, you'd need to have all this stuff. And you get it for $29. A whole stable of scientists, another stable of attorneys, a whole bunch of other specialists, a staff of order takers, a staff of marketing people, accounting department, human resources. With Melaleuca, you get over 1 million square feet of factory space, another 1 million square feet of warehouse space, huge office buildings full of people working for you who start for you the first day you hand over your $29. A distribution center, in fact, 2 distribution centers, each of them totaling way over 160,000 square feet. You get at your disposal for $29, $160 million worth of computer power. You get dozens of patents that are worth millions and millions of dollars. And you're set up in business to compete against the big guys the very first day. And you'll win. You will win hands down. And you can start a business. The little guy can start a business and go up against the big guys and win every single day. And you are great examples of that because we done up and changed that game. Let's talk about retirement. Boy, that game is changing. It's changing for everybody, whether they like it or not. As people, especially the baby boomers, get older, they realize they don't have enough money saved up. They realize Social Security or whatever social program they're on isn't going to cut it for them. They realize that many of their pension plans are broke. And they realize that they're just not going to be able to prosper in their old age unless they got a Melaleuca business. And if they do, then they've really changed that game. How about motherhood and fatherhood? Moms can stay home and raise their children. Not only do they get to raise and teach and nurture their own kids. And we got a few moms doing that today in this room. Not only do they get the wonderful lifetime experience of raising their own children and teaching them principles and values that they believe in and setting an example for their own children. Not only do they not have to turn their own children over to somebody else to raise, but they can avoid all of these horrendous costs of daycare centers, which really also helps the family budget. Dads the same way. They can participate in their children's lives in ways that they never could dream of if they were in the corporate world. Now, we're still advocates. Stay with you. Keep your corporate job until you're making 3 times with Melaleuca what you're making in that corporate job. But even then, dads are able to change the game and be with their children so much more often. How about the concept of old age itself? How about living longer, more vibrant and more healthy lives? It used to be, as people thought about getting old, they thought about getting tired, losing energy. And now, I'm 63 years old, and if as you can imagine, these conventions and everything else that's been going on with Melaleuca the last week or so, sleep has not been part of my schedule much. I'd be really dragging right now if it weren't for the Vitality Pack. And my mom used to have have a phrase she used. You know what I'm talking about. My mother used to talk about being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And that's how I feel today. I feel bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I feel energized by your presence, by what I know we're going to tell you here, by the messages that we're delivering, by the fact we really are changing the game. And I would tell you, if it weren't for that Vitality Pack, I'd be really dragging as a 63-year-old geezer. So we are changing the game of what it means to get old and enjoy life and not let it weigh us down. We are sure changing that game. Now let's talk about this. This is an interesting question. Who can catch us? Look over both shoulders and see who's coming. We don't take it for granted that we're at least 20 years ahead of any competitor that might want to copy us, because we're running fast. We're running fast. But even if we stood still in this place and did not progress from henceforward, it would take any company 20 years to catch up. And if you look at the pace that we've been running, if you look at the number of products that we've introduced, that our chemists and researchers and partners in the area of research have introduced to us in 20 years, no company, you think of one, no company has ever, I believe, ever in the history of mankind, produced consumer product on the pace that we've been doing it. I doubt if any company would have the kind of energy that it would take to catch us in 20 years. That said, we're not sitting down on our laurels and saying we've accomplished much of anything. We are moving fast. There are a lot more products to come. We're like a kid in a candy store. When science is moving faster than we can collect it. And we've been blessed with things that we don't understand. Why was this given to us? The whole concept of illegal fructose, that absolutely breakthrough product, and so many others that we've got. If you've got your legacy book, you've got an idea. If you read through that, how many have read the legacy book? Well, we just did 22 products. We could do another at least 120 that have just as solid a background as those, and the others are not far behind them. I don't know how anybody's going to catch us, and we're moving fast ahead. Just being the first where we are has some tremendous advantages. Look at Coca-Cola. How easy would it be to copy Coca-Cola's formula? A lot of companies have done it and taste almost exactly alike, but they still remain number one because they got there first and they staked out their territory. And a lot of companies have tried to catch them. Nobody can. They were there first. They staked out their space, and that's what we're doing. We got here first. We're staking out our space, and we're not just with one product like Coca-Cola. They'd have to have a ton of products to try to catch us, and they're not going to do it.